Coming up on the Sports Desk.
We're hitting the basketball courts with both the North Torrance girls and the Tartar boys teams.
We catch you up on the Lady Knights and Lady Warriors basketball seasons and show you why they've been so successful.
Plus, we're going to catch some waves with the Torrance surf team. And then we're going to get into Cedric's one-on-one story with the CrossFit athlete, Jamie Hagia.
You want it? We've got it. Buckle up, Torrance. The Sports Desk starts right now. Welcome to the only sports show designed with the Torrance sports fan in mind. You are rocking with the Sports Desk. And we're your hosts. I'm Cedric Welton.
And I'm Dani Miskell.
We are a week away from Christmas, but the sports in this city are just starting to cook up. And there's a lot to get through, so kick us off, Dani.
All right, I got this. Let's start with the Lady Saxons, who entered this contest versus Yorba Linda with an 8-2 record. And they have been dominant on the road all year because this was just their second home game. Sports Desk reporter Anthony Chardelli was on the sidelines, and he has those results.
The Saxons girls basketball team faced Yorba Linda Tuesday night, trying to get back into the win column after a loss to St. Mary's. The Lady Saxons got off to a fast start and never looked back. Right off the tip-off, Carly Schwenke wins it back to Devin Kamaya, who finds Sierra Masumi for the quick strike three. Saxons take the lead. A couple minutes later, it's 5-0, and Casey Takata gets in on the fun. She takes Kamaya's pass and drains the three, stretching the lead to 8-0. Right after that, the Mustangs finally get on the board as Lindsay Hanashiro puts back the rebound, 8-2 Saxons. Later, Katie Tashima fakes the pass and gets it to Takata, who connects on her second three of the game to bring the lead to 14-5. The Saxons keep pouring it on in the second quarter. Here, Schwenke draws three defenders and kicks it out to Masumi, who gets another three as North exploits the Mustangs' weaknesses.
I think we just take what the defense gives us game in and game out. So tonight the defense was kind of sucking in on our big girl. And so the outside shots were open, so we hit them tonight.
Then, with the first half winding down, Isabella Sulzman drops in the layup, and then she comes right back and hits the three. That's 8 straight points for Sulzman. In the third quarter, Hanashiro scores again for the Mustangs on a nifty little layup around the Saxon defender, which makes it 40-14. Just a couple possessions later, Tashima says, "I can do that too," as she drives to the basket for the layup, extending the lead to 46-17. Finally, in the fourth quarter, Angeline Vargas puts in the textbook layup that extends the lead to 65-30. The Saxons would win easily 70-31. Vargas said the win was all about execution.
We executed plays very well, like driving hard to the basket and like shooting threes.
With the victory, the Lady Saxons get back on the winning track after having their 3-game win streak snapped in their last game against St. Mary's. Their 9-11 start is the best they've had since the 2014-15 season, and the win keeps them in first place in Pioneer League standings. Reporting from North High School, I'm Anthony Chardelli for the Sports Desk.
Thanks, Anthony. And my goodness, the Saxons know how to put on a show for the home crowd. Come on, a 33-point victory?
Yeah, that was incredible. Coach Kamiyama has a very special team this season. Great work, Saxons.
Now on to the fellas, and we're going to go courtside with the Tartar boys coming off a devastating 52-point loss on the road at Orange Lutheran. The Tartars welcome Price High School to their home floor, and we want to see if the Maroon Monsoon can give the boys a boost. Sports Desk reporter Catherine Gallo has your answer.
Torrance High School taking on Price in the first home game of the season for the Tartars. In the first quarter, Kenichi Morifuji gets the steal, makes the nice pass to Jalen Bourgeois in transition, who lays it in for the bucket. Now with just 3 seconds left in that quarter, Garrett Kasai takes the long three shot here, and he'll get that one to go at the buzzer. Tartars up 16-12. Second quarter, Jason Kim finds Abdul Ahmad wide open under the net. Ahmad's gonna dunk that one, making it look easy. To end the half, Nate Tolentino gets the rebound, dishes it out to John Michael Moore behind the arc, who makes his third consecutive three in the quarter to put Torrance ahead 35-29. Moore, he's back at it again in the second half, fakes out his defender, drives baseline, and gets the floater to drop for two. Price would come back in the third, taking the lead, but Ahmad, proving he's more than your average big man, makes the three-pointer here to put Torrance within reach. Fourth quarter now, Tartars down by 8, but Morifuji providing the much-needed spark for his team. He gets another steal, takes it to the hole, gets the ball to go, and the foul. And he's not done yet. Morifuji makes a huge three here and gets the Tartars within 2. Both teams trading baskets at this point. Here's Angel Trent going for the layup. He'll miss that one, but Ahmad is there for the putback dunk. Maroon Monsoon loving that one. And another big-time shot from the Tartars, this time from Kasai. That'll tie things up at 67. Down by 1 now with just 24 seconds to go. It's Morifuji sealing the deal. He gets the assist from Trent and lays that in to put the Tartars ahead. And they would hold on to that lead and go on to win 73-68. Here's head coach Sammy Britton on his team's performance.
You know, I think playing together and being aware really of the foul situation and all that, slowing it down and having poise, because we don't want to be one of those teams where we choke at the last minute. Everyone's on the same page during dead balls, what we're doing. So I think that played a huge role in it. And guys stepped up off the bench. We had guys that didn't even play the first 3 quarters, and one guy come in and make a huge difference for us in the momentum to win the game. It's super rewarding. I'm very proud of our guys. They're resilient. You know, one momentum play changes the whole game. So it's about staying composed and having poise, and I think we did that. And it's always great to win at home and put on a show for our fans.
Reporting from Torrance High School, I'm Catherine Gallo for the Sports Desk.
Thanks, Catherine. And big win for those Tartars as they are inching closer to being above 500. Now, let's go around the league and see how the rest of our teams are doing.
The Saxon boys are coming off a 2-game win streak and just defeated Banning 74-72.
The Lady Tartars are looking to overcome a losing streak. They recently fell to Tesoro 53-40.
The West Torrance boys have won 5 straight and just took down Morningside 82-32.
The Lady Warriors also took down Morningside by a huge margin of 69-9. That's some serious defense right there.
The Spartan boys defeated Bellflower 61-58.
The Lady Spartans have won their last 3 and recently took down Miracosta 54-50.
The Knights were in action over the weekend versus Torrey Pines and they won 68-51.
And the Lady Knights have a cozy break. They will return to action after Christmas and they will face La Habra.
Man, that was a lot of hoops, but we're not quite done with basketball just yet. But let's hit the pause button real quick for a break.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Palm trees, coastline, craft brews. Yep, this is Southern California. But this is Torrance. Have you ever driven to a whole other city just for a bowl of ramen? Because if you haven't, that's about to change. Have you ever been to a beach that feels so much like your own private beach that you're like, where has this been all my life? Welcome, my friends, to Torrance Beach. So private, you hadn't even heard of it. Have you ever been to a mall that had literally 2.7 million square feet of shopping? Run, don't walk to Del Amo Fashion Center. And get this, Torrance is the actual epicenter of the South Bay's craft brew industry. I guess you could say the brews are just craftier here. We also have a farmer's market that's just as much about the people as it is about the food. And even our museum scene is the best of the South Bay. All this just 15 minutes from LAX. You'll come for the city, stay for the experience, and leave as a friend. So, are you in?
Welcome back to the Sports Desk, and as promised, more basketball coverage.
But this time, we want to take a deeper look into a couple teams' successes on the court and the recipe they're using against their opponents.
We're going to look at the Lady Warriors first, who we mentioned earlier are coming off a 60-point victory against Morningside. Coach Ricky Murakami had the 17th ranked team in state last year, and they're looking for a title again this season. Sports Desk reporter Catherine Gallo files this report.
West High School girls basketball dominated the Pioneer League last season, going undefeated in league play and carrying that momentum into playoffs, where it won the CIF Southern Section Championship to earn its spot in the state tournament. Ricky Murakami returns for her 3rd year as the Warriors head coach and is eager to get her team back to state this season. But with the team's new core of young players, she knows there's plenty of work still to be done.
This year we have 7 freshmen and sophomores on varsity, which is a good thing for the future. It just means a lot of teaching. I think the biggest adjustment for us is having to, really lay down that foundation of our culture and our principles. And we lost some pretty big names last year in terms of Haley Jones, Katie Timmerman, Lonnie Lum, and Ikira Hernando. And so with that becomes brand new people and brand new roles to be filled. And so for us, we know, especially with our lack of size and our lack of experience, that it's going to take all 12 of us to succeed this year.
While West welcomes in a new crop of talent, senior Elisa Saito and sophomore Anaya James return as this year's captains and are ready to step up to lead this young team.
Both of them have definitely stepped up and grown in the past 6 months that we've been together with this team. And I think the biggest adjustment for them is adjusting to having to be leaders and having to have more responsibility, where before they were kind of just key role players, and now they're expected to lead us and to be the players for us. And I think the biggest adjustment is just that responsibility.
Since everyone's young, it's a learning process for everyone, and I have to learn to teach everyone else because I'm the one with the experience from last year. So that's probably the hardest thing for me, just leading everyone.
This youth may pose a challenge, but there's always an upside.
I feel like since we're all young, we can all relate to each other better. Like last year, it was an older team, and then it was harder to connect, but this year is way better.
And this team will count on its entire roster to make an impact. As just like the former motto of the NBA team with the same name, these Warriors find their strength in numbers.
I'm definitely excited for just the overall skill level. I think from 1 to 12, we're pretty deep. We play pretty much everybody every single game, and I would say definitely our biggest strength is our ability to shoot the ball. So every position, every player on our team can shoot the 3 ball, and we definitely try and emphasize that in our offense. So the more that everybody's an option, the harder it is for defenses to guard.
Well, we're very small, as you can tell, but we're very quick. And defense is what we stress the most on this team. So as long as we have a lot of ball pressure and we box out and we just play together as a team on defense, and I think we'll be successful this year.
Playing together will be the main focus for this team, evident by this year's motto.
I like to have them kind of create our team slogan depending on how they feel what that team is that year and depending on where we're at as a team. And so this year they came up with Stronger Together, which I think is perfect to describe our team because I think they try and emulate that every day.
We have a motto called Stronger Together because not one person is the superstar on the team. All 12 of us have to work together in order for us to be successful this year.
And achieving that success is certainly an option.
It's funny, a lot of people think this is going to be our down year, and I think that kind of gives us a little bit of a chip on our shoulder. So expectation-wise, I think the sky's the limit for this team because of the youth, because of just a new atmosphere and new energy. They're coming revitalized and ready to go from the get-go, and I think that'll definitely help us, especially the longer season goes for us.
Coach had this sign printed with the team's motto and with each of the girls' names inside the Warriors logo. She's going to hang it on top of the doors outside of the locker room, and she said it's there to remind her team before every game and every practice that if they want to succeed this year, it's going to take more than just one. It's going to take all 12 girls on the roster working together. Reporting from West High School, I'm Catherine Gallo for the Sports Desk.
Thanks, Catherine, and we're going to keep you guys looped in on the Warriors all season long. Now let's stay with the ladies and head to the Bishop Montgomery campus. The Lady Knights are 10-4 on the season and one of the top teams in the state. Coach Noelle Quinn is seeking her second title in her 3rd season as coach. Sports Desk reporter Anthony Chardelli files this report.
The powerhouse Bishop Montgomery Knights girls basketball team is underway this season and off to a strong start. They've already beaten Windward High School, who was ranked #1 in the area by Cal High Sports, and they're looking to carry that momentum to a championship. The Knights are led by the 2 Kaylas, that is, seniors Kayla Williams and Kayla Padilla. Coach Quinn says their presence is vital to the Knights' success.
They are our leaders, not just with scoring, but with everything else that we do. They have a knack for the game. They play hard. They lead us in every way, and I think they're very hungry this year.
An opening round loss in the CIF Southern Section Tournament last season means the Knights are hungry, and Padilla and Williams say the team is closer than ever.
I feel like this has happened because we're all so close to each other. Our relationships, it definitely shows on the court, so it helps us.
I think we got some really seasoned players who know what they're doing. A lot of communication around our team, and I think we all just have that drive to win. So I think that's the most important factor in the growth of our team.
But it's not just the 2 Kaylas who will lead the Knights to victory this season. The team has 9 returning players, including Anna Andrade. Andrade made the team last season as a freshman, and Coach Quinn is expecting more minutes out of her this season. The Knights will also have a transfer joining them, as Mater Dei standout Kylie Pepe joins them in their quest to take back the CIF title and win their first state championship since 2003. In her freshman season at Mater Dei, Pepe averaged more than 11 points per game, as well as 6.5 rebounds and more than 3.5 assists. But if the Knights are going to make it to the promised land, they're going to need to overcome a couple weaknesses.
I think we just have to work on our defense. As always, we're lacking in size a little bit.
Definitely getting stronger. I feel like defensively being able to hold off our man, keep him out the paint. So
Two of Bishop's key players have made it official that they'll be playing college basketball next season. Williams signed her letter of intent to play at Big West powerhouse UC Irvine, while Padilla is going to be playing her college basketball at the legendary gymnasium, the Palestra, for the University of Pennsylvania. Reporting from Bishop Montgomery High School, I'm Anthony Cherdelli for the Sports Desk.
Thanks, Anthony. The Knights return to the court in the Garden Grove Classic December 26th, and they won't have their next home game until after the new year. We'll keep you locked in on these Lady Knights.
All right, it's time for another quick break, but don't go anywhere because when we get back, we're going to head to the beach for more Sports Desk coverage.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No. That's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Welcome back to the Sports Desk. It's time to talk social media because if we're not acquainted there, that obviously has to change. Hit us up on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter in no particular order and talk to us. We promise to talk back.
Keep us in the know in the world of Torrance sports. It's important that you share with us what you want featured on this show. So send us your photos and videos from the games. And if you have an idea for us, or you just want to maybe show some love, shoot us a message. And always remember to use the hashtag SportsDeskTV.
Always and forever. Now, it's a tad bit cold outside, but that doesn't stop the Tartars surf team from hitting the waves.
No, but you know what did? It was the rain. The waters were a little contaminated recently, which delayed this surf match. But guess what? The waters cleared up, and they were able to surf against San Pedro. We now head to Torrance Beach, where we're going to catch all the action. It's the second match of the season for the Torrance High surf team, and they're riding against San Pedro. The surf conditions are great. Surf is at 2 to 4 feet, offshore winds, clean good corners, and the kids are ripping it up. Now let's get into the play-by-play. Torrance gets off to a good start. It's the first heat and it's men's shortboard. Torrance takes the lead with Wade Eddy winning this heat over Miles Formey for San Pedro. Heat 2, men's shortboard still. San Pedro makes a comeback by winning this heat, taking first and second. Bailey Romano for Torrance takes third. Heat 3, it's girls shortboard, and Tia Peterson braids those waves and she finishes second. Heat 4, it's now men's longboard. Miles makes a comeback to win it for Pedro. JJ Brar takes his wave down the line and finishes second for Torrance. His teammate, Van Miller, rides in behind him with this noteworthy effort, taking fourth. Heat 5, it's girls longboard, but it's a scratch for Torrance, so on to Heat 6. Back with men's shortboard, San Pedro sweeps the first 3, but Jack Gale surfs some good waves and ends up in fourth.
There's some nice barrels over there. I think I can improve a little bit. I think I could do better on carves, maybe, learn a little more tricks.
It's the final heat of the morning, and Lucas Matthews to surf this heat. Let's see how he feels.
I just hope me and my boys, Nick Parker and Gabe Photographs, do good in our heat.
Heat 7, it's the last hurrah for Torrance, and they win this heat. Lucas Matthews' hopes were fulfilled as Gabriel Potagas finished second and Lucas finishes at third. San Pedro goes on to win the contest with the final score of 77-53. We got to catch up with Coach Johnson afterwards for his thoughts on how the season's going so far.
Yeah, the more you surf, the better you are at surfing. We've had a really good season. It's an El Nino, it's officially El Nino, so we've had plenty of waves. I really enjoy the kids' enthusiasm. It makes it fun for me.
Tough loss for the Tartars, but you know what? I think they're just getting their bearings underneath them, and they're going to become better surfers throughout the season. They've even got an incredible coach. Coach Johnson is fantastic. They're going to get back in the water, and they're going to kill it. You're going to get in there with them too, aren't you?
Not a chance. I like land. I like land a lot. We have to hit the college campus now as a couple shout-outs are in order.
All right, guys. El Camino got word that one of their very own was an Athlete of the Month for November. And can you guess who that man was?
State cross-country champion Carson Bix, who won the individual title in Fresno earlier this year with a time of 20 minutes and 7 seconds and 4 miles.
Bix was an All-American as a freshman at ECC and capped his sophomore season out with even higher marks. Great work, Carson.
Looking forward to seeing what's next for Carson. He's a very talented runner.
Indeed, he is. All right, guys, now it's time for Cedric to unveil this story he's been working so tirelessly on. He's going to introduce you once again to Jamie Hagia.
That's right. And last week you got to see a snippet of my time catching up with Jamie. And if you missed out, here's your chance to get caught up to speed. Jamie is a former South Spartan, pro basketball player, and a CrossFit athlete who's competed all over the world. More importantly, Jamie is a leader, and her purpose here is to motivate individuals who may be getting in their own way of achieving greatness. She could be anywhere in the world, but she loves being right here in the city of Torrance. Here's her story. I'm here with Torrance legend and native Jamie Hagia, who's not only the owner of Torrance Training Lab, but is also a CrossFit Games competitor. Can you talk about your experience back in Wisconsin this past August?
Yeah, so a team of 4 of us. It was my friend Chelsea Grigsby, Andrew Kong, Ted Wang. The 4 of us teamed up. We made it to the CrossFit Games. It was 4 days of competition, 11 events, and we finished in 11th place overall out of 40 teams in the whole world.
Oh my God, that's a very big accomplishment. Talk about the journey it took to get back to the CrossFit Games. I know you competed in the regionals a few times, and you actually made it all the way through this year.
Yeah, I made it as an individual in 2016, so being able to make it back in 2018, this time with a team, I think with my basketball background, I love like the team aspect of everything and camaraderie and having training partners, so it was a lot more fun this year. It was a lot of work. We all had to work on our weaknesses. My weakness is running, so I did a lot of running leading up to the games, but all together, we had a great time and a great experience.
Okay. Now talk about what it's been like, your experience since leaving the games and coming back to Torrance. Have you been more recognized around the city? How's it feel to be a hero here in your own
not
backyard?
At all by any means. No, I think like it's not a huge deal. I mean, I guess maybe for some people in the CrossFit community, but for everyone here in Torrance, like it's not, like nothing has really changed. I love being back at my gym. Like just everyone here is so supportive, and they watched and they cheered us on the whole weekend, and we're just so proud that we sent a team to the game. So that's really cool to be back and to see everybody here.
Okay. Now you've also had some other ventures since we last spoke a year ago. I know you've been doing some public speaking. You've launched your own clothing line. Can you talk about that?
It is called Left Coast Vibes Company. It's with my friend Dani. We competed on a team together in 2016. It was called the Grid League. But yeah, we just kind of, we work out every day and we wear a lot of workout clothes. Okay. So we wanted to come up with stuff that we like, the patterns, the designs, the fit. And so it's been a really fun ride and a learning experience. So everyone should check it out and cop yourself a couple shorts or shirts and gear.
Okay. Now, we obviously viewed some classes today, saw you training as well. Just talk about the gym itself. Like, what is keeping people motivated here at Torrance Training Lab? Because everybody said the gym is so special. What do you bring as, I guess, a leader to the gym that everybody resonates with?
I feel like here, I think it does start from the top down, but all of us, my sister, all the coaches, all of us as owners and coaches, we just feel like, we're not higher, we're not better than anyone else here, and I feel like everyone feels that. Like, everyone's important when you walk through this door. Everyone's story, everyone's journey, everyone's fitness and health. So we really try to, convey that message to everyone, and I feel like that's why we get such a special, product in the end, is people who truly care about each other and their health and fitness, and just being here in a great environment with positive energy is so important when you're working out.
That is very important. Now tell me, what's next? What are you working on now?
Okay, yeah, I did do a speaking thing for the LA County Women's Leadership Conference. I will be competing for fun up in Portland or CrossFit Fort Vancouver in January. Other than that, I think I'm not sure of my competition season this year. I might take a little bit of time off to just work on the clothing brand, get back to my gym. We're obviously expanding. We're knocking down walls just because it's growing, and it's becoming a little bit too crowded in there. As you can see, it was very crazy. But we'd love to have more people. So we know what the new year everyone's going to be. That's their goals, to get in here, get in shape. So just kind of work on expanding the business and our community.
That's awesome. Now, one last thing I wanted to ask you. I did see this on your social media. You kind of did, after the games, you did a world tour, and you visited all the other countries and did CrossFit in pretty much every country. Can you tell me about that experience and what was it like to travel the world?
Yeah, I did get to play basketball overseas, so I had been over there, but that was over 10 years ago. So one of my friends in Germany, I met through CrossFit, was like, hey, we'd love to have you out here for a CrossFit weightlifting seminar if you can host it at our gym in Hamburg. So I said, why not? Let's do it. I went out there, ran a weekend clinic for everybody over there, and it's becoming popular in Europe, South America, all over all these different countries. So so it's great to meet other people in the community. And then since I was out there, I was like, I might as well travel.
Yeah.
It's been over 10 years, so did a tour just of Italy, Austria, Switzerland. It was really fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Jamie just put me through a mile workout, and even after a year, it's still hard for me to do. One of the best trainers in Torrance, best competitors in the world. Jamie Agia, thank you so much. Reporting from the Torrance Training Lab, I'm Cedric Welton for the Sports Desk.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah,
My
right?
goodness, I cannot wait to meet her and learn some of those moves. So you're also going to have a little more on this story next week, right?
That I do. We're going to show you what it's like to take a class at Torrance Training Lab, so make sure you stay tuned. And that's going to do it for this week's edition of the Sports Desk.
You guys remember to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Share with us your story ideas, pics, and videos because we want to hear from you, Torrance. Make sure you hit us up.
So we're signing off for now, but make sure you catch us here back next week, same time,
same desk, same hosts,
here on the Sports
Desk.
Desk.